Peace and love and peace. We live on YouTube. We got part one of the conversation on Instagram at Live Alkaline. No, I'm sorry, on Instagram at Soul Society NC. So go check out part one of the conversation. We had a great build talking about some of the major music hip hop highlights, starting with GNX campaign started up like November last year, and then we transitioned into this year with the Super Bowl, and then we had some of the Rayvon dropped the album. Joey Badass came through with the battle, set it off for hip hop representing, and then what else we went into? What else happened? The Clips album. Then we got JID. We got the J Electronica albums, the verses, No Limit versus Cash Money versus. That joint was fire. Hey, turn your phone sideways if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Bet. Oh yeah, might be seeing extra. But nonetheless, yeah. Then we went into what we had, J Electronic, J Mills. Nah, I see how where he at. He need to pop on in. But nonetheless, I see how like I'm blaming Kendrick. The Kendrick effect set off a whole bunch of people who was trying to spar and push their issue on wax. You feel me? So Joey Badass, I'm 100% sure that it was Kendrick that had him amped up and shooting shots in the air like that. And then Jay Mills, it was somebody else. It might have been Jay Mills was the one who started it out with the like battle rappers rapping on wax, you know. And they had some dope exchanges between Jay Mills, Goods, and what's the other dude? DNA.
Dang, I
Yeah,
had no clue they was doing anything.
yeah. So yeah, that's the underground type shit going on there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I
Now
be
I was
watching battles, but damn, yeah, I ain't know. I mean, but
yeah,
yeah,
now that was major in the battle round for the year. Cause it kind of like opened up another avenue for them a little bit. Cause it was like, all right, it also showed for one, we ain't gotta wait for no battle or none of that. And we could also demonstrate in another arena and whatnot. Although certain spaces suit different ones, like they said, where Jay Mills kind of was neutral and not like, he kind of was getting cooked up a little bit since he returned to battle rap. But they
mhm.
was just like jokers can't touch him when it come to like the music and rapping on beat on wax. You feel me? It just was no match for them.
Young Moolah, baby.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where AJ at real quick because he about to miss that subject. He's the rap battle specialist.
Yeah, I ain't got much.
But anyway, so matter of fact, we could spend these last 30 minutes getting into the personal wherever you was at in reference to context with some of these things that's been happening
Hmm.
within or outside of just on your personal, like what do you recall, like as far as how your year started and some of the highlights and transitions throughout.
Um, I don't know. I mean, we started. I'm trying to think. When did we start the actual farmers market? So I feel like we started that.
uh it was already warm. When was that joint with Momo? That was like
Okay, so that
spring.
was like April.
Sound about right, something like that.
For sure.
Yep, something like that. I
Yeah,
just
that was.
remember we probably wasn't doing too much in January, don't think. I mean, I don't remember what we were doing. We was farming. I mean, we was doing the bonfires. That was bonfire season. Other than that, yeah, we probably wasn't doing too much. Maybe some random little events. Um, I think the Vic announcement happened in March. I think the
Yeah.
Vic announcement might have. I think I had looked that up recently. That was around like March, and then by April, May, definitely by May, we was in there. We was connected because I basically, as soon as the announcement happened, I was shooting shots off top from day one or two.
Hmm.
And every time they added a new coach announcement, I was shooting more shots. You feel me? And within that month or so, I got the contact, and it probably took another month to bring it home. And by then, yeah, by that spring, yeah, because I connected before the spring game, and that was probably like May, maybe June, but that was probably like May for real. So I probably made that connection in like a month and a half, dropped that water off, and then the spring game was like 2 or 3 weeks after I made that initial drop. So
Yeah,
that was
April
a
April 10th, you was in the locker room.
there you go. Oh
Well,
yeah, because
April
that
10th was
was
when you made the post.
right, which was that day or the day after. So yeah, that was a birthday trip I made, lined that up, and decided to spend my birthday going to Virginia Beach and making that connection. Not knowing if Vic was gonna be there or not. I just knew I had a foot in the door and we was about to potentially be at the table and in the mix over there. So lined up the trip. I think that was that. Yeah, I really made that whole trip just to drop that water off. I don't think I went to DC. Nah, I didn't. Yeah, so I went there, dropped the water. Oh, because I wanted to make it my business to drop the water off before the spring game. So when the spring
Hmm.
game came, that was the follow up versus meeting at the spring game. I wanted to
Yeah,
already have a foot in the door for whatever that was gonna be. And I'm assuming like that's like the grand opening. It's like the coming out party to the city and the town and for the fans. So I'm like, I don't know who gonna be there, but I know there's some potential. So
yeah.
I'm gonna make it my business to go ahead and set the stage. So I came, dropped off the water, and not even knowing Vic would be there or not. He could be anywhere in the world. He could have been off. He could have been traveling or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna probably meet some of his like personnel or something like that. And man, next thing you know, we go pull up in the coach's office, and they like, go get Vic. And I'm like, oh shit, he here officially on the first visit. We in
Hmm.
there. Hold on, let me tell AJ we live just to make sure. Um, but yeah, nonetheless, we dropped the water, racked it up, stacked it up. It was looking all good. The presentable had like 20 of the 5 gallon containers in that joint, couple boxes of the bottles, glass, and all that. It was, we had it all there. And then Vic came out. We gave him the rundown who we are, the best hydration in the nation, fresh from the source, from the people for the people. We matching what y'all bringing to the table to empower the culture, the community, these young men, and we just adding whatever value we can and starting with the water. So that was a great connection. Um, he like, oh shit, water, spring water, okay, bet. All right, that's what's up. And did a whole little video commercial damn near basically. Ladies and water. What do you say? Ladies and gentlemen, water, ladies and gentlemen. Then we did our toast and all that shit on the camera. Fire, top performing clip of the year. Nah, right after the Iverson joint. 2 weeks later, after we dropped the first water off, the coaches rocking with it, and some of the players, the coaches was like housing the whole time because they was getting boatloads of other water and whatnot. So I ain't have it to just be giving all the water that they, to supply a football team. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
work us into the budget. This was just a demonstration sample package right here. You feel me? And 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they got the spring game, and I'm making my business to go out my way to go pull up on the spring game. So now I'm coming to bring more water, and that was a whole little journey traveling, trying to get to. I was trying to be there early enough to do the. Nonetheless, by the time I got there, I'm in the mix of a lot going on. They got BT cameras documenting it. I really gotta go back and watch some of that because I don't know where and when they dropped it. I guess it might be on like BT on demand or something. I don't know what it is, but nonetheless, there was like a whole documentary following them all throughout the season. And nonetheless, I kind of just had to fall into the mix. And one of the coaches like, it's kind of too hard to get up right now, so we're gonna probably have to get the water after the game or whatever next day or something. And he like, but look, we're gonna be taking some water out to Iverson's booth. And I'm like, oh, bet. I type want to go ahead and like tell him hey, look, can I deliver it myself? But I ain't trying to do too much, so I just like, all right, bet. Now, mind you, I'm in the game and I'm looking like, oh, where his booth at? Which booth is Iverson's? Cause that was, for those who don't know, Iverson legend, a '90s, 2000s baby. Right after Jordan era, for me, it was the Iverson era, hands down. You feel me? And yeah, I thought I was gonna be Iverson when I grew up. I tried to wear a sleeve in Jacksonville Rec, Hunters Creek Rec in
You
Jacksonville.
might
I
have
tried
had
to put
Allen
the
Iverson
sleeve
as a
on.
password or something like that.
All that. My email, little answer at hotmail.com. I was on that. I got the books, the posters, jerseys, all that. You feel
Nigga
me?
bought all the posters at the book fair.
Whatever, all that. You feel me? Nonetheless, so when I found out Iverson gonna be here, I'm like, bet. All right, we definitely finna connect. And what happened? So I'm looking, time going on. I'm looking. I don't see him in the VIP section. I'm watching the game a little bit, and it was kind of. I don't know if I never watched the spring game or I don't know, but it was like it was different. It was like a scrimmage. So it wasn't like a real conventional. We going against each other. It was like you couldn't even they wasn't keeping score. It wasn't, I don't know. I couldn't even really tell like is y'all good or not. I couldn't even really tell, you feel me? Cause and they not really tackling, they don't want to hurt each other and all that. So it was like you couldn't really even tell what they was made of, and it wasn't like the most entertaining. So nonetheless, I'm like trying to make my demonstration, make sure I'm seen, felt, and heard. Trying to that's what it was. Before I'm looking for Iverson, I'm looking for the water. They said they're gonna take the water to Iverson booth. I'm like, I'm looking, I don't see the water at no booth. I'm looking, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour go by. I'm looking again, no water at no booth. No Iverson, no water. I'm like, damn. Anyway, eventually I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm just go back to my seat and chill. And I'm on my way back to my seat, and Iverson walking in. I'm like, oh shit. He walking through right here on the ground with the people. He hollering at some little kids, showing love to the people, take a picture with an auntie and all of that. And then I just with a quick, what's good? I give him the card. We got the water. We tapped in with the team. Whoop de woo woo. And he like, bet, I need the water. I'm like, bet. So he going in there, and now I'm looking again, and I still don't see no water in the booth. And mind you, and I always keep my water on me, but I wasn't sure if they was gonna let me bring my water in or whatever type time they was gonna be on. So I ain't want to be the one come. You don't want to be the one to come to the gate and I got to walk back to the car, even though I was blessed with a great parking spot for real, and I ain't had to go back that far. So nonetheless, I see Iverson, he chilling, he posted up. The water ain't there yet, and I'm trying to like figure out my move. And then I'm like hesitating on do I need to go back and get the water? But all that time I was about to lose my time because I should have just went immediately. And it was like, cause I'm trying to see where he at, where he going. But the real thing, when I look back at it, it's like no matter where he ended up, I needed to have the water ASAP. So I should have left immediately instead of hesitating. But nonetheless, I'm checking, I'm double dutching, like, damn. Anyway, I finally go, walk back to the car, put a little package together. And I'm also looking at the entrance gate. I see a little auntie working it. I'm like on the like VIP entrance. And I'm like, I got my live alkaline water collar shirt on. I'm like, bro, I'm about to walk through this joint head up. Oh, excuse me. Oh no, I'm taking water to the VIP booth. Excuse me. You know, when you up there confident, you ain't really
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, can I hold? When you looking hesitant, it's like you look like you ain't supposed to be here. I damn near was about to pull up with the wagon full of water, looking extra like, yo, he's definitely going somewhere he should be going
Gotta
with the
be.
big 5 gallons in the wagon. But I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do all that. I would, but nonetheless, I was like, it ain't called for that. I'm gonna just carry the box with the water in it real confidently and look like I'm supposed to be walking in here. So nonetheless, I get the package of the box together and I'm walking back to the stadium and everybody walking out. I'm like, oh man, I missed it. They leaving. I'm thinking he hopped right back into the VIP section where they got the cars and they skirting off immediately. I ain't expecting him to be hanging around. So I get back into the stadium, everybody congregating in the middle, players, coaches, different little, people and whatnot. And I'm walking, and I finally see him. I'm like, okay, bet. And then I'm hesitating on the sideline again, like, can I just walk onto the field with everybody? I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed, but I'm like, whatever. Let me just walk like I'm supposed to be here. You feel me? And nobody stopped nothing. I was in the middle of the field. And I ain't go crazy or jump out too wild or extra, but no sooner than Iverson turned just right and was facing me, I'm handing him the water. And he like, bet he started to. This is a whole tale of don't hesitate. You got to be in your mode, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. But while he's taking the top off the water, I'm kind of hesitating on like, I'm like, nah, I'll go ahead and pull my phone out. Cause sometimes you want to ask somebody, like, damn, can I record? But at the same time, we in the midst of cameras. Everybody got cameras out, BET camera out. So I'm like, I don't need to ask right now. I pull my camera out, catch him. He drinking the water. Grade A commercial. Did like 4 million views on Facebook. Ran up a bunch of followers, a bunch of sales. And to this day, I can repeat and repost and put an ad on and grade A content. Now, them two moments where it took a nice little chip because I had to get this water and all these new containers to get there to take to the football team. And if I didn't take initiative to get my own footage and take advantage of my own moment, and I was just waiting
Boom.
on them to stamp me with a moment or do something conventional or formal, I it would have been a great experience, but I would have lost. I wouldn't have got nothing from it. But because I got that video with Vic and them coaches in the office and got that video with Iverson, we tenfolded the worth of the trip and the investment. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of them videos, them two videos, yeah, I would have. I hate to say empty handed because I'm still like connected and still got the relations for whatever the future holds.
But you
But
need
on
that
the
for the
immediate
people.
exchange,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get that and get my value immediately out of those situations. And that set off the trajectory of the rest of the year. All that momentum just kept growing, flowing, and building. And that led into the Invest Fest. And the Invest Fest was a whole thing in itself. And I'll make this quick so y'all can add in and we'll kind of where we at. Okay, yeah, we ain't gonna go too far past 11 for sure. So we got about a good 20 minutes. Um, InvestFest was another major monument of the year. Um, I'm trying to think. There was somewhere in the middle of the year. InvestFest coming up. I forgot when was that? Was that in August? I
Yeah,
forgot
after
when.
that one.
That was like August, right? It was like, excuse me, somewhere in the middle of the year. I was kind of like not paying no mind because, like I told before in the story, previously when I talked to the InvestFest people, they were saying we needed 50,000 to be a sponsor and to get our name and the water in the mix. And we also, on top of that, couldn't sell the water because they had a beverage clause, and the building where the event was being held was monopolizing and controlling the beverages and food inside the building. So I was already taking. I was like, all right, we ain't gonna do that. And I wasn't really thinking about it, oppressed about it. And at whatever point, something told me to go shoot another shot. I went on the website, found the email, and I emailed them and asked them, did they want us to bring the water and be the water sponsor? And turns out they was like, bet we need that. We had our conversation and we stamped it. Didn't need the 50,000, and we were able to just bring the water. So that was like a straight $2,000 worth of investment to just get this water, probably another $500 worth of marketing material, new banner, new tablecloth, stand up banner, all the things to make sure we were well represented when we went there. But nonetheless, we did the sent the email, set up the Zoom, they stamped it, and from there we had to fulfill the investment to get the money for the bottles, labels, and for the people to help us um the labor, the help. You feel me? That probably took a couple months. Well, it was really like a month and a half or 2 months. We really only had like 2.5 months to make this happen. It was probably a month and a half, 2 months of me running around. I ran through Atlanta. I dropped off like 20 envelopes with the sponsorship solicitation letter. Sent out another maybe 10, 15 emails. It was like 30, 40 different businesses that I contacted and came up with $200. No,
Mm-hmm.
damn. It was probably 30, 40 businesses plus like another maybe 20, at least 15 contacts that I already had. It was probably like 60 different, man. It was a bunch of people I was hitting up trying to make that happen. Then we was trying to raise some donations and all of that. And then it was finally like pushing up on them last few weeks. And I just had to put the call out directly to the people like, we need your help. If we ever needed help, and if there was ever a time we needed y'all, we need y'all right now. And the people tapped in, they poured in. I think can oh, okay. Anyway, now the people tapped in heavy. I think so. I made a post to tell the people we needed that 1,500 that we had left that we needed. It was within about 2 hours of making the post. We had $600, and that John had me tripping. I'm like, what? How already? 2 hours? No. At by the end of the day, we had 800 something. Then by the next day, it was maybe like another couple days where we got, a few little hits here. Just when I thought it was cold, 100 to come through. Then at the very end, shout out to my good brother Thomas. He asking like, y'all still need some more funds and all of that. Y'all good? I'm like, we always need more funds. Yes, we need more funds for sure. He talking about, do y'all need some more funds? I'm thinking, all right, he gonna send like a 50, maybe even 100. This joker sent 450. I'm like, we definitely need that 450. Man, look, that was a major demonstration. I shed a couple Indian tears for that because I was like, damn, we really like They believe in us. They choosing us. They investing in us. Like the people believe in the movement and where we at and where we going. And it was worth every bit of support and investment. The Invest Fest demonstration was legendary. Legendary demonstration. We gonna be in the Invest Fest Hall of Fame definitely after this next one. But we made a major demonstration, major connection. We were seen, felt, and heard heavily. I don't know where at, but somewhere in the history, it's a deep dive conversation on that full InvestFest experience. But and there'll be more in the documents to come, and we still got to recap all the video. We are, yeah, and all that. So there'll be more deeper dives. But if you ain't hear about that experience, then I don't know. I don't even know how to tell you to find it, but it's somewhere in these history of culture conversations. But legendary demonstration, major connections, seen, felt, and heard heavily, learned a lot, seen a lot. And this next year, man, it's gonna be a whole nother level for sure. But yeah, them my main highlights. Other than that, shout out to Angela Rye, Miss Angela Rye, major connection of the year. Um, Came out, tapped in, shed light on us, shared what we got going on with our audience. She shouted us out on the Invest Fest stage. That was major. Had people looking all over that building for us. Shout out to my son, the general, the major connection of the year. He ran up a bunch of New York followers. Probably got about 50, 60 followers after he was felt the need to post and highlight. Shout out.
Shout out to brother my son, man.
The general.
Mhm.
Shout out to Talib Kweli. You know, that's another story
Shout out
right
to
there
brother
for another
Talib
day.
Kweli. Ah,
Who else? Who else? Oh, shout out to Keys. Keys finally touched down on the land. Major connection, major highlight. Um, Definitely shed major light. A lot of people tapped in when Keys had showed up on the land for sure. But yeah. Them the major ones. I'll let y'all add whatever responses, add in whatever. And yeah, we got about 20 minutes left.
oh, I was gonna ask T Walk and you King, but T Walk, how did that how this happen with the EYL interview, and how
Mm.
was how was how did it happen? How was the experience with the interview? And then how has it been from your perspective after y'all did that interview?
Man. Well, just to add into that, because I did need to add this. So when we were having the initial conversation with the Invest Fest
Mm-hmm.
about being a water sponsor, we got the initial contracts, and it was we was gonna be free all weekend. But I'm like, yo, we need a table all weekend. They like, bet we'll add a table in. So that's just adding into negotiations, and closed mouth don't get fed. So making
Mhm.
sure we ask for that. We came with that. All right, bet. And they were also like, all right, we're gonna have an interview leading up to it where we'll be on a Skype, a Zoom, or something like that type joint. You feel me? Where they'll broadcast us into their platform. But there was also like, we want y'all to come to the studio though in New York. I'm like, good God Almighty, y'all want me to come all the way to New York? Ah, and I'm already like, don't tempt me with a good time. So as soon as I asked T Walk, it was no hesitation. We gotta go to New York. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
we gotta go to New York.
Mhm.
Facts.
Yeah.
So from there we was like, bet we would have loved to have done that before the Invest Fest to have that momentum going into it, but it was even better to wait till after the Invest Fest. So when we did all that, you got to New York, they had this conversation on Earn Your Leisure, legendary platform we've been following for years, getting game on financial literacy and economics and entrepreneurship. So to know we already knew, thought, and foreseen us one day we gonna be on the platform, and now we in the studio after all it took to get there and make it happen and all of that. It was like, for one, they were able to see, like, damn, they went out their way to show up here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so for one, I'm thinking like if we did the joint in the living room, broadcasted through Zoom, I mean, whatever, you might get 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, if we come all the way there, we're going to get at least an hour on this joint. So I feel like that made sure that we had a solidified amount of time. Like, dog, we not gonna make them come all the way here and get them in and out. So we was able to connect before the conversation and had a water in front of them in their hands,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then to be here right after the conversation to really like connect, exchange energy. They could feel the energy. We in the building. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was monumental right there. That was a legendary day in life milestone for sure. And man, it's been up ever since. It's been up ever since. It's been constantly up throughout the year. But after they dropped that episode, after they made their first post, it's been up.
Stupid.
And they posted their first picture. They gonna be on the episode coming up. It's been up ever since. And we've been doing different things since we were doing things leading up to it to prepare for that hit because we knew. But it's been other things that we've been doing to really prepare and take advantage of the momentum and prepare for the next level. That's like we at the brink of the next level, and now it's just a matter of finalizing a few different things to make sure we can properly be presented, and customer service, customer experience, all that and all that, and building out our systems of communication so we working and moving more like a machine rather than just out here hustling and grinding. We can really like up the ante to a systematic machine like operation, So yeah, that's my initials. I'll let T Walk add in whatever.
That that InvestFest experience was different because, like, first off, you got people in there paying hundreds to thousands of dollars for their booth, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we coming when we in a booth with people walking past us is
Mm-hmm.
different. So like you
Interact.
got everybody else that got a booth around us that's watching us
Mm-hmm.
interact with
Mm-hmm.
people as they come by. Cause I'm hitting them with I see what you got, but I know what it's not when I see them with other bottles in their hands. So you got the other vendors watching people walk past they booth because they laughing at what's being said. They like, yo, you wow. We got the best hydration in the nation for the elevation of your situation. And they like, yo, where do y'all come with this? We like eat right, drink right, you'll begin to think right. And it's crazy because it's simple things like that that's captivating. And you in a space where like you got people just walking past back and forth. So you say it loud enough that you saying it right here, but these people over here is hearing it too. So it was like for us, an execution of what we've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years. We setting up at vendors markets, we at these vegan festivals, we at all these different places without a script, just going off of our instinct, and making up things on the fly and communicating with people. And this was one of the moments where we got to like fully execute and like masterfully utilize all those things that, we just like been doing. But also it was a demo for other people around us also. So while it's customers that's talking, about the water that we got to build from there, it's other vendors that like, yo, I gotta connect with y'all. Like, yo, whatever y'all got going on, like that shit different. Like, where do you come up with this? And I'm like, I'm a poet, I'm a hip hop artist. So like that rhyme scheme thing is gonna just come easy. But that was dope because it went from the VIP night of our water supposed to be being displayed to getting there and being like, yo, it ain't, we don't see it, and people, it's free drinks at the VIP night that we the sponsor of with 2,000 bottles in the building. So like people ain't asking for water though. They asking for, let me get that Henny and let me get the, as they should. It's open bar. So bruh take the initiative after so many different, calls and blah 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 to be like, you know what? I'm back here. I'm getting the bottles myself. I'm going and getting the cases. And he probably spent an hour by himself in the VIP passing out bottles, this, and that before he hit my line like, yo, meet me at the door. And then
Mhm.
now we both got cases. Matter of fact, we got bottles going all around the building so much that people is like, y'all doing Lord's work. Y'all saving people's lives. Lord, we need this water, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they
Little
wasn't
hot.
asking for it. But it was also another situation where you had like the waitresses and bottle girls and all that. Man, we done brought so many of our cases out that we got a stack of empty boxes in the middle of the floor. And when I look back at it, I'm like, damn, we do got like 30 empty boxes right here. And Shorty was looking like, yo, and I'm like, sorry. And I'm just going back and passing out bottles. But like people was wanting them cards. It was a lot of connecting going on through initiative. So to be able to take that experience and for brother hit me and be like, listen, they want to know if we coming to New York to go to the studio. I'm like, bet shit. What's the date? When we going? What's up? Cause we gotta go. It's gonna be felt different when we in studio, and we get there in studio, and it was just different because you having that conversation. I mean, again, like even the conversation that we having right now is a conversation we'd have, but when we in a space together, the conversation and even the energy flow is different. So being in that space with them, it created a different type of energy flow, and it was also another one of them executions of this is years of talking this. This is years of learning it. This is years of spitting it and kicking it to people. So these questions that's coming, la 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 la. And the next question, la 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 la. And here's the water. And I know that was an experience for us, but it was definitely an experience for them, being in studio, let alone for the people that got a chance to see it. And we both get notifications when there's a new order. So I just know that after that interview, it was bing, 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 and the DMs was popping. And so I mean, and because every single page was tagged, it's a bunch of DMs getting hit at the Soul Society page, and a bunch of DMs in the Live Alkaline, and a bunch of DMs in the Alkaline Festival, and a bunch of DMs in mine. And for me, it was a whole nother type of thing because I think 2 weeks before that I was just in Atlanta and I had did live from the caddy. And then um I had after that interview, there was somebody that I connected with at the Invest Fest that said they had a jazz club in Philly. And I was like, yo, I'm coming up there to do this interview. I ended up performing there this weekend and also doing office radio. And I recorded that. So I'm in Cleveland about to open up for Dear Silence, and bruh hit me like, yo, the interview dropping tomorrow. I'm like, oh shit, all right, shit, time to get prepared, for whatever's about to come. That joint drop sent the algorithm crazy. The next day, the Office Radio joint drop, algorithm going crazy. They drop another clip, algorithm going crazy. So it's like you can't even catch your breath. For real. You know what I mean? I'm responding to people that about the water. I'm sending messages about the Alkaline Festival. I'm sending links to order my vinyl record and the album and this, and that. And it was just like a whirlwind of the greatest kind. You know what I mean? But I know for him, it took forever to get caught up because I know it took me forever to get caught up. And I know, like, I already know how he do. He gonna be in the middle of the highway, trying to, respond to people and this, and that. So
Had
like,
to.
but that shit went up
Took
in
a
a whole
week.
nother way. And it was like, the name Earn Your Leisure, like people watch what we do and really don't know the background of it. I feel like we the epitome of earning your leisure. Like we get to have a beautiful time doing what we do. Like you get to meet your lifelong legends. You get to meet a Allen Iverson, but you ain't just meeting them on some, yo, you was my favorite player. Nah, you meeting them on some. I got water. I got this product. I got something you need. Mike Vick, bruh, I got something you need. Oh, we in your office now because you over here coaching. You know what I mean? Like this is a whole nother space of like being able to meet people that you respect, but now you get to also be like, we get to meet it, we get to reconnect with the KRS-One and be like, remember what you said about the land? Yeah, you got to pull up and come to it. And it's like a reenactment of that situation with all of these different people that we saw on YouTube or on DVDs or whatever the case may be. And so I'm like, the marathon continues, like, and it's just like that. And it's still going to continue.
Yo, you back? You lost him.
In
Man
the
down.
matrix. In the
Man down.
matrix.
It's crazy though, but the energy like is undeniable for sure. Like, and the water thing is like, even though it's been more people and businesses popping up, it's like that water is a major separator. Like, he brought up the marathon. We was Nipsey and Nipsey, some of Nipsey peoples, I seen them again. They
Mm-hmm.
remember that water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I remember it, buddy, with the water. Yeah. Let me see. Do I gotta X him out and bring him back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he exit out. Maybe he'll come back. But
Nah,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah, you got any major standout moments, highlights, thoughts, perspectives, as we wrap? Because I don't want to hold us all night.
yeah. And I just wanted to say in that, in looking at specifically uh the invest, is this the third time you've been there? Y'all been there?
Yeah, that's my third time. Last year was my first time being at the VIP night, but this year was the first time we were actually a part of it.
Yeah. And right. And then the actual water sponsor, which
Hmm.
has a goal. And so when just me looking at that, um, and then even seeing the EYL joint finally get done, I even look at it like, all of that could have happened sooner. Like, could have been the water sponsor the first time, could have been on EYL 3 years ago. But the experience and the knowledge that you gain over that time, right?
Hmm.
It made everything line up, like how Bus was saying in the interview. They asking questions, and the knowledge that y'all have when you're just explaining, is what all that's in here is just actually water.
Hmm.
It's just actually clean water from a natural mineral based land, indigenous. You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's clean water. We're not used to that. And so um seeing the journey, like you said, what is this 10 years, 10 years going on 11 years, being on the grind and seeing the fruit of the labor. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the fruit of the labor and just seeing um the milestones, like even the post I seen the post today had all them watermelons in the truck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, crazy.
The watermelon, John, the watermelon chat, they about to go crazy. That water with the watermelon,
Yeah,
bruh, big hydration, the biggest,
big hydration, excuse me.
the
Yeah, I seen
biggest,
that. I was like, man, yeah, that's the biggest, right? Yeah, I was,
bruh. When I
hey,
tell you this line off the hook right now as we speak, we need about 200, 300 watermelons in about 2 weeks.
yeah, I, yeah, that's a, excuse
No
me,
bullshit.
that's that good line to have too.
We
Like,
not even 2 days in. But look, oh, and this is another thing that, and we got the part two coming because we still got more in our own personal. and then we definitely got a few major conversations around the culture to have for sure. But yeah, stay tuned on the day and time for the part 2. But I just ran up to New York. Mind you, I was kind of pushing the limit because my brakes I don't know what was going on, but I just got my new brakes done and something was something was off. So I was almost like scared to make the trip, but my man assured me that I would be good and could make it there and back. And nonetheless, took the trip all the way. Shout out to Blair. I'm grateful to be able to add him to the team. Our newest hire. He gonna be essential helping me drive and helping do some of the labor, load, unload, and all that be going into the day to day. And
Right.
nonetheless, day one, met him in Durham, hopped right in. We drove straight to DC. I stopped in Richmond, did some drops, then we went to DC. Then we went the next day, and I think I ran around doing drop offs in DC all day the next day. Then we went to Philly, got one store activated in Philly, ran up to New York, ran around there for a couple days. We was supposed to be sponsoring the water for this fashion gathering or whatever. There was like a little fashion. It was launching some. I don't know. It was because I kept saying a fashion show, but it was like a launch or something like that. They was about to just like launch like a collective or something and highlight some other businesses and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that fell through, but I was like, whatever, I'm gonna still come anyway, just because I had everything lined up. I was telling people we coming with the drops and all of that. And I had this one dude in particular said he needed 100 gallons. So I'm like, bet we got a full load. Um, get up there, but he don't need 100 gallons. I feel like it like, damn, did I bring all this water for nothing? Man. So nonetheless, I put up a ad. I put up a Instagram ad. Ad effects using hand gestures. Nah, don't. I put up an Instagram ad, put up some money behind that, and now I'm finessing and cooking up some sales out of nowhere. So I was able to cook up a good another batch of sales
Mm-hmm.
and all run around and do some mixing and mingling and connecting. So we met with the people that were organizing the fashion event, and they let us meet. They took us to meet this other dude who got like a fitness center and some other different like photography. He seemed like a dope connection. We're gonna be having a art gallery in New York this upcoming year.
Okay.
So we got our first spot that'll be the smaller scale, and then we're gonna find a bigger spot where we can do a larger scale experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, date for that coming soon, probably in like March, April. Yeah. Um, made that connection, ran around, did some moving and shaking for a couple days, few days, and then we on our way out the city. Matter of fact, one elder brother, he told me to connect with these people in Harlem, Black Seed Brothers, that got the watermelons. So I go over there, connect with them, put them on the water, and now we on the line. You feel me? So the next day they posted the videos that we did, and then this other business, he on the line immediately, like, please, I need to catch y'all before y'all leave the city. And I'm already like, damn, we kind of heading out, but everything lined up perfectly. And he was right in a route that we could go to go through Harlem, stopped in Harlem, dropped off a few cases there, got our first store activated in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Fish. And then we went to the Giants, the New York Giants stadium, training facility, right by the stadium and all of that. So that was a great connection. Connected one of the coaches, or he's like the lead in nutrition. So he knew the nutritional value of this water, and he wanted to put the team on. So
Oh, okay.
we
That's
stopped
fire.
over there. That was fire. You feel me? I'm walking in the facility like, damn, we in here. Eli Manning, Super Bowl champions. I'm assuming they probably like replicas. Had to be.
Oh
But
yeah.
it might have been the real joint. I don't know.
But wait, what was it?
The trophy, Super Bowl trophies and all of that and shit lined up. Cause you know, shit, Eli got like two, and I think they got maybe one or two previously. So it's like 4 or 5 Super Bowl championships in the case. Eli Manning, Terry Bradshaw. No, was it Terry Bradshaw? A few legendary giant people. I'm like, damn, we really in here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that was another major highlight. And then we leaving. No, this is the next day, a couple days later. No, this that same day. We go on our way. We passing through back to DC, and we stop in Philly at another business that we activated, got the water in, and then we went to this other business in Philly that they gonna put the water in there. We still in talks, but they gonna get the water. You feel me? And then from there went back to DC. Oh, and then fast forward, the people from the Black Seed Brothers with the watermelon, they on the line like, yo, we rocking with the water. We trying to add the water to what we got going on. The watermelons with the water. We like, of course. You feel me? And he like, yo, we got these other activations. Van Dyke Park, Rucker Park. We got different. My auntie, she helped coordinate the summer event. We got activations. We need to bring the truck to bad. Let's get it. We need some watermelon. Y'all need some water. They're like, bet we can make it a trade off. We just gonna pick up some water, leave y'all watermelons, swap it out. You feel me? Come on, bro. What? We got the watermelon plug in the off season. I'm like, huh? How? They're like, yeah, we getting the watermelons coming in from South America. Y'all got the off season watermelon plug when it's not hot enough here. It's hot enough in South America. And on one side, I'm like, dope, we connected. On another side, I'm like, we supposed to be international players out here. Why we ain't not have thought of such, but I haven't acted on it. I mean, I ain't necessarily know where to start. Maybe a trip and you asking around, talking around. But why I ain't got I need carts. I need shipments coming in to the dock. I need to be offloading a truckload off a dock or something. You feel me? Something. Coconuts, pineapples, like can I get a truckload or something from somewhere else? Come on, man. They got the truckload coming in from South America, coconuts from Mexico, sour sop. Come on, bro. What is we talking about? Truckloads. You know how many people ask me, do I know where to get some sour sop from?
Right.
And they bringing in the truckload. Come on, bro. Now we bringing in the truckloads. You feel me? I gotta see what the sour sop plug looking like. I know I'm about to run up them watermelons though. Y'all get y'all watermelons. We
Yeah.
from Philly down to Atlanta, all the East Coast, Philly to Atlanta. We running watermelons. You feel me? Big juicy joints. Pause if necessary. You feel me? I'm telling you. Yeah, watermelon juice is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Big. That's big hydration right there.
Come on, what we talking about? Big hydration, structured water. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah,
Come on now, big nutrients.
yeah,
It don't get no bigger than that. The biggest.
yeah,
So, yeah, nah, y'all stay tuned. This 2026 watermelon demonstration is bigger than water. Watermelon. Come on. It's up. But yeah, nah, we going to bookmark that right there. And stay tuned. We're gonna line up a date in the next week or so, part two. And yeah, that's that. The Cultural Conversations. Legendary 2025 demonstration. The marathon continues 2026. I mean, I'm telling you, 25 was up, but 26 is only going up. It's only going higher.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's
man.
only going higher. When y'all see where 26 go, bro, all them irons we got in the fire from this year, that's not we not coming down off of that. We building on that. Come on, bro. It's up. I'm telling you. Y'all
Getting
better
them
join in. You feel me? The biggest. Bigger
get
than
your
water.
5 gallon,
Get
get
your
your
water.
5 gallon.
Get the 5 gallons. Get your glass bottles. We activating
Gallons.
we got Philly activated. New York City activated. We in Harlem and Brooklyn right now as we speak. We in Atlanta. And even when we gone from Atlanta, we still in Atlanta. We got it continuous there. We got our hub activating in Virginia Beach coming up in a couple weeks. Um Jacksonville, Florida coming soon. We activated Jacksonville, Florida. Miami coming soon. Uh Houston coming sooner. We gotta get Cleveland. We gotta get that Midwest bunking. Gotta get Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland and Columbus, Ohio. They calling for it. Detroit, Flint, Michigan calling for it. Stay tuned for us connected with New Era Detroit. Whatever they call. Ain't that Detroit? Yeah, New Era.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned. We connected with them and we're gonna have that water over there running. Know that. Um,
Fire.
yeah, Richmond, Virginia, all of that. Y'all know we in Baltimore, DC, Maryland, Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, we sewing up this whole East Coast. And then we working on the South, Alabama and Texas
Right.
and Florida. But man, that's that right there. Stay tuned for another conversation coming soon. It's only legendary actions. Blessings of health and love, awareness and wealth. I received that. I appreciate that. Much
See.
love, much love. So, with that being said, we signing off. Until next time, peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Did we end it? Oh, yeah.